True word. Oh my lord. Yo, I'm gonna grab something to make sure
And are we live?
Oh shit, we live. All right, listen.
All right, we live. Welcome everybody.
Back to the Free Gems Podcast. Welcome
Free
back,
Gems,
everybody. This is episode 156.
156.
We've been trying to break the microphones in here for the last 3 weeks. Marv, we apologize.
Next week it might be a karate chop.
Yo, bro, that's the third drop, bro.
Little five knuckle shuffle action.
We apologize, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Kamal will be paying for any malfunctions, any microphone issues. So don't worry about it. We're covered.
Yes, I will be paying it with his credit card. I'll make the transaction with your card.
Hey, listen, man.
We got Kamal in the building.
Yes,
JG's in the building.
JG's in the building. I'm over here to your right. K-Singles to your left. You know how this goes.
I gotta create like 40 different aliases.
Yo,
I feel
listen.
like I'm not winning unless I have 40 different ones. They coming. Watch.
Hey,
watch.
they said Jay-Z said I got 5 different passports. There's no way you gonna catch me.
You gotta
I feel that. Go crazy.
But some days in the morning I might be feeling a little different. You feel me?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Some days in the afternoon I might be feeling different.
Some days you come on. Some days you feel like Kentrell. I wake up feeling like Young Boy sometimes too. I felt that. I completely felt that.
Yeah. So yeah. Coming soon.
But listen, man, it was a beautiful week all week. You know what I'm saying? We had some sunlight for the first time. It starts to rain. Kamal comes in with a fucking vacation shirt. It's lit. You know, I swear.
You feel me?
Ever since you walked in with that shirt, I've been thinking about the beach. I've been thinking about the sand. I've been thinking about going on a boat.
Listen. I feel like this is the first week it's really been summer.
Yeah.
Like, I said this to somebody before. This weather has been so crazy. It just went from rain to hot. We didn't have a spring.
Nah, not at all.
We didn't have a spring. It was rain and allergies and then hot.
A tall tale sign that we are finna die. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah. Listen.
Like, don't take it as lightly. Global warming's been happening since a kid. I watched winter turn into 2-3 months. I watched it go from being like 5-6 snowstorms a year till we might get half a snowstorm.
Yo, I
don't remember last time snow stuck for real. I'm gonna be real with you. In Jersey?
We lived
North Jersey.
We lived through a period to where before, when we were growing up in grade school, where we would get a few snowstorms a year. Nowadays, ain't no snowstorms.
We used to be able to count on 2 or 3 days of school year again, missed out because of snow days. That's a fact. Anybody over 27 can testify to that.
Absolutely.
That's a fact.
And it's funny because my mom works in the school system.
Right.
And during Memorial Day, they got Tuesday and Wednesday off because they didn't have any snow days. I'm like,
that's fine.
They getting extra days because they factored them in for snow days. But we used to actually use our snow days.
Yeah, that's what it used to. But on a January, on a February, you wake up, go to the news, and then they got your school. At
yes, you had to look at
We're showing our age right now.
Yeah, you had to look at the news, be like, I'm like, we're only delayed opening. What?
Nobody under 24 knows what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm not gonna lie.
But no. But you know what's even crazier? Our parents' age, it used to snow way more. Yo, it's really crazy what we've been seeing.
Listen, my dad walked like 6 miles to school. I don't want to talk about his shit. Get me depressed.
Nah, I feel
that
like
boy's kitchen was outside.
That's every parent's story.
That boy's kitchen was outside.
Oh yeah, nah, it's different.
The bathroom was outside. You got to go outside, fight some deer, some bears, some shit in these mountains, and go shit in that hole over there where there's iguanas coming out.
You know what's funny?
I don't want nothing to do with that.
That was my father in North Carolina growing up.
Oh yeah, see, it's very similar.
Maxton, North Carolina. Yeah,
ooh, Maxton.
Yeah, but he grew up in New York. When he went down. They shipped him down to North Carolina.
City boy.
And he used to hate it there because nobody wore shoes.
It's illegal to be black, first of all, in anywhere in North Carolina prior to 1995. Prior to Michael Jordan, matter of fact. So 1983. Prior to Michael Jordan see Chapel Hill, it was illegal to be black in North Carolina. I ain't gonna lie, it was a scary place.
So you talking about the 60s
yeah,
and
that's
the 70s.
what I'm saying, right. I know your pop's right.
Like,
He up there in age, so I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
That's terrifying, son.
So he's coming from the Bronx, going down with his cousins not even wearing shoes. I gotta go in our house. You feel me? Right. Gotta pump the water. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Different.
But
yes. that was a nice little intro. We just went a lot of different places. So,
do we get to the meat and potatoes? Do we get to what's really going on right now?
Well, let's do it. Let's talk about it.
Do we? Because I ain't gonna lie.
Well, we got to. I feel like we got to.
I got aluminum foil under this helmet right here.
Yo, you smart. The tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
You know that was a thing, right?
Yeah.
That was a thing.
Russia. Listen, we were scared. We was nervous. We thought Russia had some shit. I don't know what country we was beefing with. I just know, yes, tinfoil helmets was a thing, and I have one on because we are under some nuclear shit going on. I'm terrified, son.
So
I know you got way more information.
Listen,
Please take it away.
World War III? Question mark? We've been saying it, but. So there's a lot has been going on,
bro. Are we okay?
A lot has been. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. But I will say this. If you haven't yet, go fill your gas tank right now. Go fill your gas tank. I'm telling you.
Shit.
Listen, before the rush, go fill your gas tank. Because that's, if you ask me, in my opinion, that's what's going to really be affected first. Everybody, if you listening to this, whether you listen through an audio or you're watching us on YouTube.
You saying gas about to be $7 a gallon?
Go fill your gas tanks. Gas is about to shoot up. You heard it here first on the Free Jungle. I'm telling you.
Ding.
But, so, a lot happened. We didn't even really talk about what's going on. So, Israel attacked Iran and nuclear facilities.
Israel attacks Iran?
Yes. Israel attacked Iran.
Okay.
Nuclear facilities. And they're saying that it was a defensive attack, that Iran has been cooking up nuclear bombs.
They've been saying that since Biggie was alive.
They've been saying that since 95, literally.
Literally, when Biggie was alive.
No, literally. Like 20, 30 different times. So they bombed their nuclear facilities. And in retaliation, Iran not playing. Iran started sending out bombs down to Tel Aviv and a lot of civilian places in Israel. And
so you say sending bombs, you mean bombing them?
Yeah, sending bombs. But they're not right next to each other, so you can see them going through the air. Like you'll see videos, and some of them hitting the Iron Dome. Some of the Iron Dome not really working like it should be. And if you don't know what the Iron Dome is, Israel has a very high tech defense system called the Iron Dome that's supposed to protect them from bombs and stuff. And
the whole Israel?
Israel has a.
Isn't Israel a country?
Yeah.
They have an Iron Dome over the country. What does that mean? I don't see that feasibly being possible.
It senses anything coming and it shoots a rocket in the fence.
So it's not iron.
It's called the Iron Dome.
And it's not a dome.
That's what it's called.
All right,
it's called
cool.
the Iron Dome.
I'm like, I was trying to visualize it. I'm like, there's just no way. It's a giant indoor like football facility.
No. But did you know Israel's the size of Jersey?
Word?
Yeah, Israel's the size of Jersey.
They get it popping. I'll tell you that much.
And Iran was not playing with them. Iran was not playing with them and sending shots back. And apparently, what we did is Trump just tweeted out that we attacked nuclear sites in Iran to try to shut down their nuclear sites, that they've been cooking up a bomb for the past 30 years, that they've been 3 to 5 years away from for the past 30 years.
Wait, you said Israel dropped the bombs though on Iran?
Yes, but
it was via U.S.
No. That was Israel. Israel started attacking first.
Oh, okay.
Iran,
and then we jumped in.
Iran retaliated, and now
we the motherfucker with the Timbs running up.
And Trump tweeted that we successfully struck. We dropped 30,000-pound bombs on
30,000-pound
bombs on their nuclear sites, and now he tweets, "Okay, now it's time for peace." But listen, Trump. Honestly, Donald Trump, man. I'm tired of this. I'm tired.
He dropped bombs and said, "All right, now it's time for peace." Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's some gangster shit.
That
is some gangster shit. That's like I just slapped the fire out you, and I'm like, all right, let's talk about this peace.
Let's.
What are you talking about, boy? You just violated. And I woke up this morning on Instagram. It was about, I'm not sure what country they from. I'm assuming it was Iran. Them motherfuckers was up on some kind of podium, looked like they was having an assembly at a local high school, and they started burning an American flag, and that shit right there made me nervous. I started looking at the New York City skyline from my crib, like, yo, I ain't gonna lie. I'm worried, yo, because if I'm in my crib and all of a sudden I see boom, 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 God forbid, I am going to panic, bro. I'm not gonna know what the fuck to do. But luckily, this is America. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm not fearing none. You can fuck with us if you want, but I want to hear the rest of what you guys to say.
He said,
"Don't get me in my American tangent."
This is his tweet. We have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fort Watts. I'm butchering the names.
Yeah, Trump voice.
Yeah, I'm butchering the names of the
Fort Knox. Yeah, you got
including 3 sites. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site. All planes are now safely on the way home. Congrats to our great American warriors. There's not another military in the world that could have done this. In capitals. Now it's time for peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Oh yeah, this nigga's a gangster. I ain't gonna lie. This motherfucker's a gangster. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. He needs to chill.
But
he needs
to
chill.
But listen, it's crazy because look at what things Donald Trump has said. He said when Obama was president that we were going to go to war with Iran because Obama was weak and weak negotiator. He ran this past election on being no new wars. He ran on no new wars. He blamed Biden for October 7th to say Biden is weak in Middle East. He blamed Biden for Russia invading Ukraine, that he was a weak negotiator. He blamed Biden for all these wars. Blame Biden. No, he's a no new wars president. That's what he ran on. And you telling me Benjamin Netanyahu under your nose went and bombed Iran? Wow, Donald. Damn. You really thought you had it like that, didn't you? Wow, Donald. But it's just so funny. And now his Trump supporters, it's always, what do they say now? Well, this is not a war. He's doing this to end the wars. He's doing this. This is a preemptive strike to end the war. So they don't have any nuclear capabilities. We're not going to war. He's doing this to end the war. He's a great patriot. It's always moving the goalpost, like always. Mr. No New Wars, and here we are. It's just, you just can't. He's a walking contradiction at all times, and he talks so much that it's easy to pull up receipts, and he always talks in circles. It always comes back to bite him. So, Mr. No Wars, this is where we are right now. A war that most people in America do not want. Most people in America do not support. But we'll see what Iran does. As of right now, they don't know if they're actually going to retaliate on American soil, or if they're going to retaliate at all, or if they're just going to retaliate to, bases that we have overseas, or the oil sites that we might have, or try to affect some of the oil. That's what I'm saying. Fill up your gas tank. I filled it up before I came here. Fill up your gas tank because we don't know. And
I mean, you filled it up before you came in. That's gonna last you about a week.
But I'm saying, what I'm saying,
fill it up again.
But I'm saying, if you listen to this, fill your gas tank up. But Mr. No New Wars, and here we are, Mr. Tough Negotiator. But apparently Netanyahu didn't really respect you like that. The same man that said on day one, he was going to end the war in Ukraine. Excuse me, where are we now? What are we, 6 months in? Are we any closer? What about, he said the same thing about Palestine and Israel. Oh, wait, ceasefire? Have we negotiated ceasefire at all? It's been 6 months, Donald. What's going on? All he does is bullshit. He's a bullshit artist. That's all he's ever been throughout his entire life. He's a bullshit artist. Damn, and people keep falling for it. Oh my gosh, Donald Trump lied. Oh my gosh. What else?
Yo, you got me nervous, bro, because you right. Like, what are they going to do, bro? And
Iran is not to be played with. Iran is not to be played with. They do not fuck around.
I know.
No. So, do you want to know the start of the conflict between America and Iran?
Yeah, please. Run us through this history lesson. I need it. Because I'll tell you this day. Wait, one of the really bad guys was from Iran. I know. Was it Saddam Hussein?
No, Iraq.
Iraq. Ah, wait. So who's from Iran?
One of the bad guys.
Right.
Unquote.
Oh shit. Plot twist. Wait. Who's from Iran? You got to give me a name.
I honestly can't tell you.
Because the other dude, Osama bin Laden, was from Afghanistan, wasn't he? Oh,
yeah.
So then I'm lost. I have no idea.
Yeah, that was Al Qaeda.
But I know Iran. We've been beefing with Iran.
Do you want to know?
I can't tell you who's from Iran.
And I'll tell you where it started. Guess what? It's the same story, different country. 1950s.
Let's go.
In the early 50s.
1950s.
Iran elected a leader. At the time, Britain and America controlled their oil and their resources. They elected a new leader who nationalized the resources. Britain and America wasn't having it.
Nationalize the resources means
that
the nation controls it now?
Correct. So what a lot of countries that have a lot of resources do in a lot of situations is, let's say there are resources to the country. Right. They will use those resources to fund stuff for the country.
Right.
Right?
Makes sense.
Yeah. But what we do is we privatize everything. Capitalism. Privatize everything. So we go in a place with resources and we take those resources for corporate interests and give them pennies and call it aid and say that we're helping them. But we're literally giving them pennies on the dollar for their resources. A new leader came in and said, no, I'm not having this no more. He nationalized it so the people would benefit off the resources. And America and Britain, being America and Britain, is not having that. Not having that. Yeah. So a regime change there. So for 20 years, it was an imperialistic puppet in Iran. And in the late 1970s is when they overthrew the puppet, and we've been beefing with Iran ever since. It's the same story, different country every time. Same story every time. Well, for the most part, every time we're beefing with somebody, probably has something to do around imperialism. Some way, somewhere, some imperialism or if they were gaining their freedom, now they're gonna go with the ops. They're gonna go with people who is going to go against the imperialistic regime.
Damn,
it's
the
same.
This is really one big ass game of Monopoly, son.
It's the same.
This is
story.
just like niggas on the block.
It's the same.
This shit is crazy.
And that's why I like.
Now we're extorting them. This is our shit.
It's
They're like,
what we do.
But,
what happens on a street level happens on a global scale. That's the only difference.
That's all I heard in my head. I ain't gonna lie.
What happens on the street level?
Exactly what you just said. And I know they got a lot of heroin out there too. So I'm thinking I know they gotta be plugged into the streets somehow.
Happens on a global. So
this is crazy.
Ever since I believe it was '79, we've been beefing with Iran, and we've been talking up Iran's nuclear programs, and they're not all right. So ever since they said we're not having this puppet anymore, we've been beefing with Iran. So it's the same story, different country. We can do this around the entire globe. Same story, different country. Son. So we'll see what happens for the future, and I want to know your thoughts on the events that have transpired.
Now, listen, I'm not gonna lie. If there's I knew this was gonna happen. I've been saying this was gonna happen. I just didn't know that he would get to it this fast. God, Donnie is quick. Yo, bro, he does not fuck around, bro. It's been 6 months. He done got half the Mexicans out of here. The Dominicans is panicking indictment right now. They don't know what to do. Then you already done dropped more bombs. Didn't he drop bombs last time? I remember he dropped bombs last time he was in office. And he had bombed some shit. And I'm like, yo, bro, really don't give a fuck. Like, he'll tell you one thing, like you said, and then do the complete opposite within 6 months. Not a couple years down the road. Not like let some shit linger on. Nah. We're getting straight to it. We're just gonna do everything you said we everything I told you I was gonna do. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do an extreme version of the opposite.
And then his base will justify it. But you got to realize when it comes to our international policy and our foreign policy, how we deal with other countries, that is always bipartisan. So it doesn't matter who's in office. Bipartisan meaning a lot of times it needs agreement on both sides to happen. Everybody, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, you are with the imperialistic regime. It doesn't matter. It could be Clinton. It could be Bush. It could be Obama. It could be Biden. It could be Hillary if she would have ever got in. It doesn't matter.
The imperialistic regime, though, is basically America's best financial interest.
Basically,
that's what that means.
You can say that.
Now, is that wrong?
Yes.
As a country, to keep trying to build yourself and get bigger and stronger and more powerful, that's wrong?
Yes, because
that's out of pocket?
I mean,
aren't we all playing that game?
But all right, but you have to look at it when you see it in a fictional setting, everybody always sides with the resistance. But when you look at it in
the big dogs
reality,
gonna always
if you look at the Hunger Games, if you look at Star Wars, if you look at Marvel, anytime you see this type of dynamic in fiction, everybody always sides with the resistance. Everybody always sides with the resistance because they see it in totality. They see the full scope of everything.
Right.
But when you are with the powerhouse, in a lot of fictional settings, there's certain justifications that the evil empire makes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like if you look at it in a fictional setting, people wouldn't really be saying stuff like this. Because if somebody looks at, I know you don't watch Marvel, somebody like Thanos, I'll
keep up.
But what I'm saying is, what happened to his planet? His planet, they were overpopulated, and all of the resources, they basically went extinct because they had no more resources. So his that was his villain origin story. So he wanted to go. After that, he went to other planets and literally started annihilating half the populations, and go to the next planet, half the populations, because of what happened to his planet. Villain origin story. You know what I mean? Is it right? Does it right? But I know I'm not. We're not Thanos. But what I'm saying is, when you look at the totality of it and exactly what's been going on in other countries, I think that anybody with a soul would kind of understand and see exactly what's going on.
So the human empathy side makes us want to be like, yo, none of this needs to be happening. Let's just all chill on a hammock and everybody kick back. There's no need for all the extra war and shit. And then the other side is like, yo, it's in our human nature to keep one to grow and create power, and it's like in our human nature. It's not even a race thing or nothing, because every side of the world there was empires. There was a culture of a dominant presence that needs to take over and control everything. And I feel like in every version of history, I've seen that. Maybe not millions of years ago or tens of thousands of years ago, but since we started being civilizations, that's always been in our human nature to want to create. Now, is it right? I don't know. But what I can tell you is 10 out of 10 times when you put a male dog and a female dog, they're gonna fuck. That is in their nature. It is in our nature to do shit like this, and it's fucked up. Are we just fucked up people?
I don't
made this way?
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think throughout history, we've always seen conflicts as far as border conflicts with neighbors. But when you look at history, and we've seen civilizations that have circumnavigated the globe, not everybody went there to dominate every place they've seen. Not everybody went there. Not every civilization has traveled.
Who didn't?
There's a lot of places.
Everybody that touched down somewhere said, "Oh, there's some cool shit over here. We finna take this shit out."
A large part of history was trading and bartering.
Yeah,
I have these resources.
People realize that
I have these resources. We need this. You have this. I'll give you this for this. And a lot of history has been about trading. Not all empires have been all empires have, but not every civilization has been an empire or has had imperialistic ambitions. Not every civilization.
I don't know. I would have to say I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just say regardless though. Maybe not all of them, but all the biggest ones, the ones that we hear about.
Well,
there's a bloody history.
You want to talk obviously the biggest, how they get to that level. Of course.
I mean, which ones didn't? Give me. You got to give me 2-3 examples. You said they're not all of them. Give me 2 or 3 examples, not just one. Because if one is like an anomaly.
Well, you can look at Mansa Musa in the Mali Empire, where he gave away so much gold that he changed the economies of other places.
Right.
We can look at.
But was that not to like make those countries in debt to them so that they kind of like enroll?
It wasn't a forced and seizure type of thing. It wasn't.
You sure? Because I'm sure. Listen, China was giving us Boost Mobile and shit. and now we owe China $100 billion.
I'm 1,000% sure.
I'm just saying.
We could talk about.
It never got bloody.
Like I said,
it didn't get bloody.
Remember, I started this segment by saying there has always been regional wars. There's always been border wars, but that doesn't mean outside of that. There's always been regional border wars. Everybody's biggest op today, for the most part, throughout the world, is somebody in their border. Pakistan, India.
This is my point, though.
Yeah, these are border wars, though. But
not. Regardless, that's in our human nature to want to go to war with people that are just a little bit different than us, even if they're right next to us. We're like, nah,
But that's not the same. You're in the way. That's not the same thing as.
I feel like that trickles upward into like, okay, now we're gonna group these people and call them the hierarchy, and this is what we call government now, and they have military. Maybe I'm bugging.
You feel me?
Maybe I'm bugging. But it seems like everything you just said led to we still fighting at some point.
We've always, fighting.
This is in our nature.
But it's not the same thing. But you're saying that fighting and imperialism are the same thing, but they're not.
I mean, you'll die.
That is the top level.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it always resorts to that. 2025, we just went and bombed Iran because of what you just said.
I mean,
we need to run some shit.
But and it's crazy. It's crazy because
I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
No,
I'm just trying to put some pushback.
I know
because I am a little low.
I am saying it's wrong. I'm 1,000% saying it's wrong.
And I feel like it is wrong. But I feel like it's one of those situations where it's like, man, somebody got to do it, which is fucked up to think like that.
You know what's funny?
But that's really what it feels like. It feels like that.
You know what's funny?
Talk to me.
1915.
Whew, I love it when he do this. He go to a date. Only Wikipedia know this shit.
I believe 1915. It was. I don't want to get the president's name wrong.
1915 was a nasty time.
I don't want to. It might have Eisenhower. But it's funny that what you just said. The president at the time, it was mid 1910s, where we literally went to Haiti, kicked in the door of Haiti, stole their gold, rewrote their constitution. And the justification that the president of the United States made at the time is that if we didn't do it, somebody else is going to do it. Now, do you think that's a good justification?
Absolutely not.
Okay, that's the justification you just used. You've been using that justification for eons to commit crime, and the problem is, the bad guy never paints himself as the bad guy. They always have to have some type of justification.
Right.
You feel me? So I think that's a very dangerous statement that you made, because that's already been used. And guess what? In the 1950s, we funneled that gold to Wall Street in New York, and you know what that helped entered in? 5 years later, Roaring Twenties. Part of the gold that we stole from Haiti helped usher in the Roaring Twenties here. While Haiti was already dealing with the crippling debt from France, now they got to use that. You feel me?
Right.
So I think that's a very dangerous sentiment.
But in the sense what you just said means that, we just been doing this forever. It's in our nature to do that shit. It's in our nature to be on something like, man, if nobody else going to do it, we going to do it.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
And I don't think that's right.
I don't
think that's right at all. Because that's like pretty much every criminal mindset. Is, man, somebody going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Criminals use that more than anybody. And it's like, damn, does everybody just have a little bit of that in there?
Well, yeah. I don't necessarily agree with you. Like I said, there are situations where civilizations, not everybody had that, where they just want to dominate and to that extent. But I just wanted to say before we move on, because we got other stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we definitely got a message. But I like where this is going though.
Yeah, no, I like where this is. I like where this is going. I
gotta do some more research, because I'm like pretty sure we've been pieces of shit since the beginning of time, gang. It's just kind of what we do. Like humans equal pieces of shit. That's what we do. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a thing. Been a thing. And we're chasing this power that we can't even, we have no idea why we need it so bad.
And it's crazy because they've been wanting to destabilize regions in the Middle East for a while now. And Iran is literally the last power left.
Wow. You know what's crazy? I was just on Kayak earlier this week before all this happened, and I just realized you can't fly to Iran. There's not one flight to Russia. I knew North Korea was a no-go, but I was actually pretty shocked. I'm like, you can't just go to Russia? Like, I legit wanted to go see Moscow, and I was like, oh, I can't do that. Like, I didn't know that, to be honest. I had no idea Iran and Moscow was like a no-go. No idea. Because I actually, as scared as I am of the Middle East, I really want to go see the Middle East.
Me too.
Like, ain't that where Jesus from? Like,
yeah,
I gotta go see that. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I gotta go see that. Like, wherever they jacket it started, I gotta go see it. I heard there's a blanket, it got some blood on it, and it's like a cool, like, phantom shit. I don't know.
The Shroud of Turin.
See, I knew you knew what I'm talking about. I heard about that, and I gotta go see that.
Shroud of Turin.
Word, I gotta go see that.
But
we got some comments in the chat.
Oh, yes, talk to me.
Yeah, we got Milktastic TV. He says the man watched Captain America and has been waiting and trying to start a war so he can say he's a wartime president.
Listen. That's a good comment. Shout out.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, that does make a lot of sense though. That's how you get yourself etched into the history books. I ain't gonna lie.
Shout out Milktastic TV for that comment.
Nah, that was
And we got User's Manual. He said, and imperialism is a result of colonialism, meaning that the countries are already down.
Oh, yes. And to add on to that, imperialism is the graduated state of colonialism. That is the top state of colonialism. Damn. But before we got other topics to talk about, but I wanted to say that they've been trying to destabilize the region, and Iran is literally the last superpower left. They took out Syria, Yemen, Libya, Iraq, Afghanistan.
Damn.
Iran is the last power left in the region. And it's crazy because Gaddafi, when he was alive, he actually gave up his nukes. They wanted to give him his nukes. He gave up his nukes.
And they still whooped his ass on CNN.
Bro.
We don't fucking around.
He went out in the most, he was going to step down. They didn't want him to step down. But they took him out in the most demeaning and demoralizing way. And then you have Hillary Clinton in an interview laughing about him dying. You know what I mean? Like, these people are very evil.
I got to do my history because I don't really know. The only thing I know about Muammar Gaddafi was a Cat Williams his stand-up. So everything I know about Muammar Gaddafi was kind of funny. So I might laugh, and that's fucked up. I really don't know the story.
Well, real quick. Yeah. About Gaddafi.
Please let me know.
When he before he got to Libya, he literally, as he was in charge of Libya, the literacy rate jumped literally like 60%.
Damn. God damn, how bad was y'all doing?
Literally like 60%.
But if they go 60%, how motherfuckers just running around couldn't count to 10? Like, what the fuck?
So, not only that, school was free. Housing was a right. There was no homeless. Housing was free. They paid off all their debt.
What country?
Libya.
Oh, right. Okay.
They had no debt. No debt. If you wanted to be a farmer, he gave you land, gave you seeds. If you were married.
There's got to be a catch. He had to be bad somewhere. We just whooped his ass for no reason.
I'm gonna get to
My bad.
I'm gonna get to that.
Because you do it too much positive. I'm like, hold on, son. It sounds like I'm cheering for the wrong side. Sounds like a great guy.
Maternity leave.
Sounds like a great guy.
If you wanted to go to college, and Libya did not have the program that you wanted, they would pay for you to go overseas.
That's fine.
In order to study.
Yeah, because college in Libya is probably like a studio.
He was yeah. See,
like,
but they were actually,
Libya don't sound
they were the highest. They had
like Oxford.
They had the highest GDP in all of Africa when Libya was.
They could 60% of them couldn't read. Hold on.
While Gaddafi. Like he jumped it up to like 90% literacy rate.
Okay.
The highest GDP. He made it. He wanted to bring an irrigation system to make free water to Libya. He wanted to extend that to the rest of Africa. He called it the 8th wonder of the world. Wow. Free water to all of Africa.
That's crazy.
You know what NATO did? NATO bombed it. They bombed it.
Nah, no way. The water plant, the vibe, he's about to re-rock and give everybody free water?
Bombed it. The entire do your Googles, bro. Do your Googles.
Oh, isn't that why something about Hillary Clinton always wanted to privatize water or something like that?
They want to privatize everything.
Shout out to Billboard.
Everything. They want to privatize everything.
They're like,
that's corporate interest. Capitalism. They want to privatize every dollar. If they could
free water,
if they could charge
bottle this shit
if
up
they
at
could
Walmart,
charge you for the air you breathe, they would charge you for the air you breathe.
They do. They got that at Walmart. It's a $6 can of oxygen. I can buy it right now. It's just crazy.
But this was all off the resources of Libya. Because when you have the resources, you can do stuff like this. And not only that, he wanted to bring a national currency to Africa, backed off the resources. Couldn't have that. So he wanted the irrigation system and a centralized currency for Libya.
Yeah, nah.
They couldn't have that. See, so he gave up his nukes. He was going to leave himself for power. They didn't want that. They wanted him gone.
Damn, son.
So Libya, Yemen, Iran's the last one in the region left. That's when the region left. So
and now every week we end up saying like, we'll see what Trump does next week, and then it's like, yo, he out there. You was just beating the shit out of Mexicans in L.A. Now you motherfucking drop bombs. Like, god damn! Remember when he told us that Haitians was eating dogs in Massachusetts? Yeah, this nigga's wilding. He's wilding every week. He's crazy
and
he's fucking insane.
Yeah. So
damn, son. That's crazy. But look, man.
Yeah.
In other news. Wait, real quick, because today is live and today is the day we need to find out. Game 7, who you got? Halliburton, Shea Gillis, Canadian ass. Hey, talk to me.
Game 7's today.
Game 7. Pacers, OKC. Who you got?
I got OKC, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers won.
Yo, Tyrese Halliburton, I swear to God, bro, if you get this chip on this bum-ass team with the Somalian pirate himself, Siakam. You see Siakam summoning demons seconds before the game?
Yeah, I did see that.
That
So-
shit was mad
shit,
scary.
yo,
Son. He had like 30 on that.
He was he was talking to the ancestors. For real.
That he summoned some shit and was wow. He put something on a poster. You see the Tyrese Halliburton behind the back spin around 360. Yo, listen, if Tyrese Halliburton gets a chip with fucking Pascal Siakam, son, I ain't gonna lie. Pascal's going to the Hall of Fame. That's number one. I ain't gonna lie. If he gets another chip, being a integral number 2 to a team like that, to a bum ass team,
He's the number one.
Overachieved, exactly.
He's number one.
He's overachieved, yo, bro. For them, yo, if the Pacers win right now, you know how fucking amazed that would be, bro.
That'd be one of the craziest rings.
It'd be like the Giants win a ring to me. Like when the Giants won a ring in 08, it'd feel like that. It'd be like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, you was 8-8. Like, who the fuck? Like, what are y'all doing here? How did y'all get here?
And TJ McConnell,
And Tyrese turns into Eli Manning. He had an amazing playoff run, but in some games he had 4 points, and you realize, oh yeah, that's still Eli. That's Elliott. Like, let's not to get too excited. That's Elliott Manning.
That's
not
Elliott
Peyton.
is crazy.
I'm just saying. I'm taking Pacers. Pacers tonight. I'm taking Pacers by 8 points. Matter of fact, I want to predict the score because I'm like that. It's going to be 113 to 105 Pacers. 113 to 105, bookmark it. If I get that right, that's the second time I predicted the score to a game, and that would be the most incredible thing I've ever done in my life.
You better.
Nah, if I do that, I'm getting struck by lightning, actually. I don't even want that to happen. But
You better book that on FanDuel.
113 to 105. 113 to 105.
So, in other news,
Talk to
did you see what's going on between Pusha T and Travis Scott?
And Travisito, it looked like an uncle and a nephew beefing. That shit was confusing to me. I'm like, I got the same braids. How can y'all be mad? Y'all had the same braids.
The same slick. Nah. He don't got Travis.
They've had braids, goddamn it. They've had different styles, but the braid is listen, it's a thing. Not the point. It can't be braid on braid beef. Can't do this right now.
Braid on
listen,
braid
Travis, Pusha, I ain't gonna lie, Pusha's fake sound like a hater from what I've been hearing, but I want to hear what exactly happened. Do you know?
Yeah,
I brushed up on the way here.
I know.
So I'm pretty familiar, but I feel like you would know a little bit more.
So, Pusha was in Paris,
right,
with Pharrell.
Yeah,
in the studio.
Facts. Trav came in,
all excited, wanted to show Pharrell his new album. Played the album for Pharrell. Played the new album, and then
Pusha like, yo, what you doing in here, interrupted and shit?
He was. Yeah, but then later on the album
dropped. The crop top, which is belly button out, nigga. Like,
and then the Drake verse came out dissing Pharrell. So he played Pharrell the album, and then when the album came out, the Drake verse is on there.
Oh.
So Pusha T's like, yo, bro, we don't do that around here. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah, that's weird.
That's weird. You feel me? That's weird. And he did the same thing with Sicko Mode. He did the same thing. He was telling him to play like that on stage with Kendrick and Future when he plays all sides at all times. So that's what Pusha T was basically saying. So
I get what he's saying. That's weirdo shit. Okay,
that's absolutely weirdo. And not only that, I believe it was Pusha T's studio session, and he invited Pharrell. Pharrell's like his OG. So I invited the OG here, and now you hear that. And then the album came out like,
Number one.
What's your thoughts?
He probably didn't have the Drake verse yet when he played it for him.
Not the point.
Okay, but if you went and got the Drake verse after, and Drake, first of all, do you think Drake and Travis Scott was in the studio together? Probably not. No, they're both too busy.
No, he did get it late. He did get it later.
Okay, so that's number one. Number two, the temperature changed. Drake was back on bullshit. I'm beefing with niggas again. By the time that came out, he was back on. I'm throwing more shots. Actually, no, he was always throwing shots.
He's always throwing shots.
But I'm just saying. Do you think Travis Scott and Drake sat down in a room and Drake explained to him exactly what every bar was about?
Do you think he ain't know? You think Travis Scott ain't know?
Bro, Travis has to be so busy and focused on his verse that he like, yeah, let me get this Drake verse. We're gonna run that shit. And have you ever seen Travis Scott in the studio, bro? He's like a fucking 8-year-old kid on sugar. Like, he's tweaked out. I don't think he's listening to a word. He's just all vibes. Like, if you never watched his Mama Look Up, I Made It or some shit on Netflix, bro, watch that documentary. Inspirational as fuck. But you'll see, like, I'm just saying, like, he might have not even really paid attention to bar for bar. Drake goes, oh, that was a shot to Pharrell. He's probably just geeked, like, yo, we got another Drake one. Like, yo, it's lit. I did it again.
But can you see how that could be taken the wrong way?
Oh no, for sure. No, it's fucked up.
It's
It's
crazy.
yeah.
Nah,
For sure. I'm still gonna start with Pusha on that. Like, yeah, that's weird as hell, bro.
That's weird.
You,
Yeah.
first of all, you came in here interrupting. You got on hot, you got
gonna
on
play
knee-high
the-
leather boots. So like, you're doing a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so and he also said, which also I was kind of alluding to this before. He was also said, I hate. He basically called Travis Scott not a rapper.
Yeah, exactly.
And
He
I
said, I
also-
don't like rappers that don't rap. And I was like, wait a minute.
I think he's more pop personally. I think he's more pop.
Whoa.
I think Travis is more pop.
See, look, I've been listening to Travis Scott since Owl Pharaoh. You probably don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right, like Travis Scott, when he was like, he's only like 2 years older than us.
I know.
So I remember when we were coming out, like I remember fresh out of high school, people went to Howard University with him. Like we know people who personally know him, like just through like just going to school with him. But not to say nothing, like I watched him really take it from the underground to from Owl Pharaoh to what was the for Days Before Rodeo to like I watched that and I can't just say he's pop. And if you really listen to him, he raps. He has bars. He's rapping. You just take it for pop because he's so popular that it just becomes off as this is what's mainstream now. But like Travis did a lot to create a sound that's very unique and undergroundish and just like horrorcore / gory / like Lunar Kid Cudi mixed with Slipknot mixed with just like. It was a thing we'd never heard before. So to call it pop, it's like, hey, it was only him doing that when he started that. So like, I just want to make sure we give him credit. If you want to call him pop now, I think it's pop because he's popular and he's one of the biggest artists.
Listen, I'm not saying he's not an amazing artist.
I ain't gonna say it's pop though. If you
okay.
if you listen, he been rapping this whole time. I promise you, he been rapping. Have you ever?
But see, and my thing is when all this came out with when Pusha T, there was a lot of pushback and a lot of people, a lot of Travis Scott fans were saying first thing they do is they pull up album sales, they pull up net worth and stuff.
Of course, yeah.
But see, and I feel like there's a big disconnect. There's a huge disconnect with the younger generation, the older generation, and hip hop in general. Hip hop was never about that. You feel me? It was never about that. So somebody who's bigger than you, nobody's ever big enough for criticism, and they trying to frame it that he's bigger than him, that he's being a hater. And you said he was being a hater. I don't think that's being a hater. I think he's rightfully calling him out for something from his perspective.
No, for
he's
sure.
he's rightfully calling him out, and we've seen this, like I said, with Sicko Mode. We've seen this with
once you explained it, you put more context to it. Like I said, I'm on Push's side. Even with him getting the verse after, it's kind of like it is kind of weak. I'm being naive to say maybe he had no idea.
He could have.
I do see that being possible.
He could have. Oh, I'm not saying it's not.
That he didn't even think. But he's talking about Pharrell.
But
I showed this on the Pharrell.
It's not a good.
Hey, listen,
it's not,
man.
And then I don't think anybody's too big for criticism. I don't think. And hip hop has never been about was being popular. Hip hop has been about standing on principles.
Yeah,
you feel me? So I feel like there's a big disconnect.
I want to stick to hip hop real quick because I do want to go into that Billboard's top 10 R&B artists list of all time.
Did you
got
see
that list pulled up?
Yes.
No, pull up the list. But I do want to talk about one thing. Did you see the Jim Jones versus Nas conversation that happened on Nightcap?
Yeah.
Please tell me you saw the Nightcap one, because Jim Jones went on Jada Kiss and Fat Joe's podcast, which is a fire podcast. Yo, if you're not listening to Jada and Joe or Joe and Jada, what the fuck it's called?
I saw that.
Yo, bro, you're missing out. Fire conversation. It's so dope to watch these two legends like had these conversations and these stories. So dope to watch it. But watch that. They had a conversation with Jim Jones, and Jim Jones was saying that that he is more influential than Nas. And people who don't know, like, put some respect on Nas' name, but put some respect on Jimmy's name. Don't get me wrong. Jim Jones, legendary.
Listen.
Now, his argument was that he had more influential hits and bigger songs sold more. Like with his songs, he had more platinum songs, more platinum hits. That's what Jim Jones said on the podcast with Joe and Jada. Now, Nightcap happened. Sean Sharp and Ojo Sengo. I'm cutting you off. I want to hear what you're about to say, though.
No, I didn't even see Nightcap, so go ahead.
Oh, so you didn't get... Okay.
I only saw...
Oh, you didn't get to see the Nightcap combo. No. Oh, it's active.
They had a combo together?
Well, Jim went up there for like an interview, a virtual interview, and he's talking, and Shannon kind of calls him out, like, yeah, he was like, yo, like, so what? They were talking about productive stuff, like, oh, I see you in the fashion you doing all this stuff. Okay, he's like, nah, well, what weed would you smoke on? You said you was better than us. And so Jim's like, man, like, you know, I was probably a little high. Shout out to Nas, that's an idol of mine, somebody that I idolized when I was a kid. But then, so Shannon starts kind of calling him out, like, you say you have more more platinum hits. Nas has 8, you have 2. You say you have more platinum albums. Nas has 6, you have none. And Jim's energy got real. Like, yo, what is you saying? Like, after the first, when he hit him with Nas has 8 platinum hits, you have 2. Jim's energy turned real, yeah. He like, man, like, come on. Cornered. So now Jim starts to kind of push back. Mind you, Chad Ochocinco, you know, he's like the peacemaker and all that. But Shannon just kind of threw that in there, like on some like interview style. I'm not even trying to take a jab at you. I'm just trying to ask you.
Yeah.
So look,
these are the facts.
In sports, we talk stats.
Yes.
So look, yo, these are the facts. This is what's going on. Jim's like, man, but like, if you talking influence, talk about Chrome Hearts, and he's talking about Ed Hardy and all the clothes and what he did, and he's like, yeah, but. I mean, he's like, Nas is Nas. And like, when he talk, and then Shannon's like, but as a lyricist, bro, like, I gotta side with Nas. And then Jim's energy gets real defensive. Like, man, so like, what is you saying? Basically started calling him kind of zesty. Started talking about, he started talking about him in certain ways. Yo, you got certain shit. And it started turning into a personal jab shit.
Ad hominem.
So Jim's like, man, he's like, now you trying to use me to get hot again on your podcast. And Shannon's like, bro, this is the biggest podcast you've ever been on. He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I'm literally top 5 in the world. Not like in sports world, not in media, in music world. No, in the world, podcast, Joe Rogan style. Like, we just do this podcast shit. Me and Ocho doing this on FaceTime right now. And Ocho's like, whoa, what's going on? Because they start arguing, like full out. Jim Jones start, man, y'all looking for clout. Y'all trying to use my name, da-da-da-da-da. It gets bad. And Shannon like, man, get the fuck out of here. Shannon's like, yo, get him the fuck out of here with that shit. And Ocho's like, yo, let's keep the peace. And it was fire. Go watch that. Dope ass episode. But Jim Jones, I ain't gonna lie. I love you to death, King, but you're tripping.
But listen, I'll say this. I will say this.
When
it comes to sports, when it comes to music and art, it is a competitive field.
Yeah.
Everybody,
and they're synonymous. They go together. They go together.
And not only that, I don't feel wrong with anybody saying that they're the best. Right. You know, I'm the best corner in the game. I'm the best receiver. Right. I'm the best. You should feel that way. You should feel that way.
Right. Nobody can beat me one-on-one.
Okay. Yeah. I'm the best. I'm the best artist. I'm the best rapper. Right. You should feel that way. But at the same time, come on.
Let's be real,
Jimmy.
Let's be real.
Come on. It's actually disrespectful. It's actually disrespectful.
It high key is.
No, high key. Oh,
high key.
High key disrespectful.
Just because, like,
it's actually disrespectful.
Yo, with all due respect, Jim, like, Nas is Nas, bro. Like, Jim had a lot of. Do not get me wrong. Jim's influence is inevitable. You gotta give him credit. Listen, if you have nappy braids from fucking from Maryland to motherfucking New Hampshire, if you have nappy braids on this East Coast borderline, you had the Jim Jones braids, and that's a fact. Your influence is Jim Jones. If you had the biker chains back in the day from this loop to the wallet, Jim Jones. I ain't gonna lie. The Supreme shit. Dipset was the first hood niggas throw on a Supreme. That was the first. Literally, Jim Jones and Joel's did that first shoot, and it's one of the most iconic Supreme shirts for a reason. They definitely put people onto that. Like the Ed Hardy way. Jim Jones had a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Like the heavy True Religion denim down with the big stitching. ACG boots, the
the ripped jeans.
That was them. I gotta give them their credit.
And listen, I'm not trying to say. I'm not trying to disrespect
being blood. Nobody was blood till Jim Jones. Y'all swear to God, bro. Jim Jones came to New York and started wearing a red bandana. Everybody turned blood. I might have been blood. You might have been blood. Marv probably still got a red bandana somewhere. I'm saying, like, it was a thing. I'm not gonna lie. Jimmy changed a lot, bro.
I think.
But Nas is Nas.
But bro. Yeah, but listen, there's no disrespect to Jim Jones.
Yeah, none.
But when you're comparing, you know, like if you're comparing one of the greatest all time to somebody who was good, it's not a disrespect to say that you're bugging out for that comparison.
Nas made niggas want to get a chipped tooth, bro. Like Nas made the little part in the head, bro. Nas was sincere from Belly. Are you kidding me? Sincere from Belly? Man, we gotta make it to Africa.
Yo, listen, I knew Nas was different.
Legendary.
Listen, I knew Nas was different.
Right.
When in an interview he said that he purposely chose beats that weren't good so you can listen to what he was saying.
That's fucking insane.
That's
crazy.
Like you feel me? Like
listen, I heard Nas spit a song backwards, son. You ever heard Rewind?
Rewind is crazy, bro.
Yeah, and shout out to Damo because Damo was the biggest Nas fan.
Listen to Rewind.
Damo always made sure I knew every Nas song.
Yo,
I fucked with
Rewind
Nas,
was crazy.
Damo really made me get into my Nas bag, and I realized like Nas easily top 10 lyricists all time.
Yo, bro,
really could be top 5.
So like
most people put him in the top 5.
Jim could have said that. There could have been 15 other New York artists he said that about. It didn't have to be Nas.
Yeah.
He didn't have to be Nas.
Yeah.
He's bugging.
Yeah.
He's bugging.
Exactly.
So I got that top 10 pulled up. Did you see the list?
No, I have not seen the list actually.
All right, so I'm gonna give you from 11 down.
How many people's on the list? I thought it was top 10.
Well, I'll give you the top 10, but it's like top 40.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to see that.
Oh no,
Send me that.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but read it off though. Send it to me. But read it off. Do your thing for the people.
All right, real quick. All right,
you ready?
All right, hold on.
Oh, we running low on time, so let's get it.
Nah, we started a little late.
Yeah, but that's all right. You know what I'm saying?
So, number 11, Ray Charles.
What the fuck? This shit just went left.
Yo, but the thing is, it's a lot of different eras and stuff. Number 11, Ray Charles. Number 10, Marvin Gaye.
Okay.
Number 9, R. Kelly. Number 8, Mariah Carey.
They're fucking losing me.
Number 7, Prince.
They're fucking losing.
Number 6, James Brown.
Okay.
Number 5, Whitney. Number 4, Beyonce. Number 3, Michael. Number 2, Aretha Franklin. Number 1, Stevie Wonder.
All right. Well, I'm not 60 years old, so I think I'm not even qualified to answer this question because I just know I can't. I respect all the names on there. Everybody on there is a legend, of course, in their own right. They're all just super iconic people, so it's hard for me to disrespect any of them. But I'm gonna disagree.
But when you're not, listen, see.
But my generation got me fucked up.
But when you're comparing greats, it's not disrespect. When you're talking about greats.
Yeah, but like I'm gonna end up having a shit on them to take people out. I'm like
so. What are your initial thoughts? It is what it is.
I'm a huge Ron Isley fan. If we're gonna talk that generation, Ron Isley, I'm surprised he's not up there,
bro.
I'm gonna be honest,
bro.
Like I'm really surprised. The Isley, I'm tripping.
Top 10, bro. No, absolutely not.
I'm just saying. No. Okay, I could be. That's what I'm saying. I could be. I'm also not 60-something years old.
No disrespect to Ron Isley. Top 10 all time. No.
But that's the thing though. I can't name an Aretha Franklin song.
But the thing, yo,
isn't respect? Isn't that Aretha Franklin?
Yeah, bro. But Aretha Franklin had a LeBron James run. You feel me?
I'm sure she had like a 3 when there was black and white TV. And Babe Ruth was running amok.
And I'm sure that's why this is all time. It ain't just this generation. It ain't just last generation. This is all time. You feel me? They got people.
Well, I got a woman. What am I gonna do with that? Way out of town. I fuck with Ray Charles. Who days on me? But what am I gonna do with that?
But you're not looking at it in the moment. You're looking at it.
I can't.
I cannot. Look at the impact.
This is my point. That's why I say I don't even feel qualified to answer. I want to hear your answer. Okay. Don't close your eyes like that. That's offensive to the blind people. They can't see that you're doing that. But gosh, it's 2025.
So my thing is, they do have in this top 11. They do have the top 2 voices of all time.
Whitney, for sure.
Whitney and Mariah.
I get that.
Two top voices.
I understood that.
Understand.
Can't name you 3 Whitney Houston songs.
But as far as
my fault.
I think Mariah being one of the top voices of all time, I don't necessarily think she should be in the top 10.
Mariah over R. Kelly is insane. We stop that shit right here. That shit don't go past the Free Jazz Podcast. We are never doing that again. Fuck Christmas. I don't give a fuck what Mariah Carey talk about on December 25th. Fuck out of here. Are you crazy?
But
Mariah Carey over R. Kelly, what are we talking about?
I can't.
What are we talking? That's like putting Bill Walton over Shaq. What are we talking about?
Don't disrespect Mariah Carey.
She got one hit that was like, that is the one. That is her thriller.
Mariah's era was right before us. You feel me?
It was fuck out of here. I'll put Mary J over Mariah personally. From what I listen to. This is what I'm saying. I don't listen to Mariah. I never listened to Mariah like that.
And I love Mary.
Her catalog to me speaks to me more. That's why I don't feel qualified to talk about it.
And I definitely Stevie Wonder number 1. I think that's a slam dunk.
I get it. Can't name me more than 3 Stevie Wonder songs. Isn't she lovely? There's one song you actually put me on to. I forgot it already.
Yeah.
I forget it.
Yo,
And he has another one too.
Stevie had another one that had
Birthday. His birthday song, right? Stevie won another toss up. Mariah Carey toss up with the Christmas song. Stevie won a toss up with but I'm not gonna argue with Stevie. I started this by saying I don't feel qualified to answer this question. Let's just make sure I clarify that.
You did say that.
I did say that.
Stevie has the like. I can't be.
Personally, all them niggas can move out the way for she made me wanna leave the one I'm with. That's why I know I'm delusional. I have nothing to do with this conversation. Like I have no business talking about these people.
Why?
But shout out to all of them. Because I'm putting Usher up there because that's what I listen to. You feel me?
Usher's number 12.
Okay, I think
Usher's
that.
number 12.
See, you should have said that because everybody you named literally is dead or in jail.
All right, quick.
And not in the best way.
Sam Cooke, Curtis Mayfield, Isaac Hayes, Mary J. Janet Jackson is way too high if you ask me. Al Green, Smokey Robinson, Otis Redding, Donny Hathaway, Luther, Teddy Pendergrass, Bill Withers.
Yo, bro, everybody.
Patti LaBelle, Chris Brown, Chaka Khan.
Everybody you named is dead except for like 4 people. Like
it's all time though.
I know, but it's like dogs.
Like, but
everybody you named, their prime was literally before the 80s, bro. Like, before the 90s.
But a lot of them.
Even Mike.
But a lot of them influenced a lot was going
on.
Nah,
and they are all incredible. Now you did send me the list. Now I got to see because Usher number 12 is dope though. I ain't gonna lie, Jermaine Dupri might be number 1 with everything he wrote. Shit.
I don't really have an issue with this top 10. Like I said, I might bump Mariah down to maybe like in the top 15. That's about it. So real quick, I want to touch these last topics. I know we started a little late.
Yeah. Oh.
So Tyler Perry.
Oh,
did you see what's going on with Tyler Perry?
I seen, but I didn't.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I seen the headlines. Didn't really.
I ain't gonna lie.
Hear what
Tyler Perry's cooked.
Tyler Perry's cooked. Even with $1 billion and he wore a dress.
Cooked.
I thought if you wore a dress, you sold your soul, you was good. So you can wear the dress and not be good? It's crazy. He been wearing a dress for 30 years and you're telling me he's not good? Yo, nothing is safe.
So he's being sued for $260 million. $260 million. A smooth quarter billy.
Hey, you know.
And so what happened was, I'm going to go to the story quickly. Tyler Perry's at a party, and a guy was working the party.
It's always a fucking party.
Guy was working the party, and Tyler Perry's like, hey, you want to act? He's like, me? Of course.
Oh, you want that freaky shit?
So
you want to act, AK, you want to fuck.
So Tyler Perry puts him in like a small role of his movie, a small role of his TV show. And Tyler Perry starts texting him, texting him a little weird, text like double calling, blowing up his phone.
Up, question mark. Wanna fuck? Question mark.
Tyler Perry has a party. The guy ends up coming to work his party. And then guy ended up getting drunk, sleeping over in his guest bed. And then he feels somebody scooting in the bed with him. It was Tyler Perry.
Shit.
And then after that, it was one of those, hey, do you want another a bigger role? So he ended up in another show.
Shit.
And then it was something else weird happened, and then it was like, oh, you want a show, right? So
you want to be a star, right?
So he's suing him for quid pro quo, which means he's
quid pro quo.
Quid pro quo.
Quid pro quo.
Yes, that's an employee and player situation.
You know, only you in this planet know that. Right? Never heard of it. Never happened.
It's an employee-employer situation. So long story short, there was another time incidents where he ended up in his guest bed again, and Tyler Perry's being mad, forceful, whatever. Like it was crazy. And then the next day, Tyler Perry texts him like, "LOL, last night was crazy. We got real drunk, right?" Like, oh, here's one of those.
That was the confirmation. Let me make sure you know that this was consensual text.
And then the guy in his head, he was like, all right, his mind, he said, all right. So Tyler Perry said he's gonna do the show for me. Once I blow up big, I'm gonna get him. And then as time goes on, he's like, yo, what's happening to my show? Well, yeah, Netflix is not picking up your show. I'm suing you. So now he's sending all these text messages and everything.
Do we know who this actor is? Because it sounds like he's famous. He's been in a couple of roles.
I don't watch any Tyler Perry stuff.
Well, listen, sometimes.
So now Tyler Perry is saying he's being extorted or whatever, but it's not looking good for him. The text message, it's not looking good for him. So, yeah, Tyler Perry's fighting a new suit.
Well, luckily Tyler Perry's doing this to a guy, so nobody cares. And he'll be fine. Just at the end of the day, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you the truth. Nobody cares. He'll be fine.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. He'll settle out of court for like $2.5 million. Listen, Free Gems Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in. Marv, appreciate you letting us go over time a little bit. Everybody's been tuning in live. Tell
Thank
a friend
you
to tell a
guys,
friend.
everybody.
Y'all make sure y'all tap in. What you about to say?
Tap in. I want to real quick. I want to talk about Fat Joe lawsuit.
Oh shit!
Real quick. We got 2 minutes.
I was about to, all right, well, let's do it.
So
we got 2 minutes. All right.
So-
Shout out to Bravery Studios, Garfield, New Jersey. Community located about 15-20 minutes from New York City.
Fat Joe was sued by $20 million by his former hype man.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Talk to me.
And when he claimed he personally witnessed. So I just want to re-say this because I'm sneezing. Fat Joe is being sued for $20 million by his former hype man, who claims he personally witnessed the rapper engage in sexual relations with children who were 15 and 16 years old.
Shit.
And he also alleged that he coerced him in more than 4,000 sexual acts.
4,000? He coerced this hype man into 4,000 sexual acts?
Apparently.
Or the kids? Listen, there will be no Fat Joe slander. This is what we're not doing to Joseph Cartagena. We're not doing this right now, okay? I bought the book. Listen, Joe, I don't believe that this shit is real. You getting your money right. People see you just got your podcast with Jada. This shit did 100K subscribers in 3 days. This is what you call niggas dick riding because they mad they not with you no more. I'm sorry.
So
You're gonna say now after 50 years of being a fucking menace in hip hop, after 50 years of people dying to take him down, people trying to destroy him, like, and I say people, I mean police, agencies, gang members, whatever the fuck was against him, and now all of a sudden his former hype man, keyword former, is jacking that he was doing some freaky shit. This has never been heard or alleged. But now all of a sudden it's being said. Man, get the fuck out of here.
So
I'm gonna say that first and foremost. Now, if I'm wrong later, I'll apologize.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to prove me wrong. There will be no Fat Joe slander. I'm sorry.
So we'll see what happens with Tyler Perry. We'll see what happens with
Fat Joe's
Joe.
more Bronx than the Yankees, respectfully. Respectfully. If I showed you a symbol of New York Yankees logo and Fat Joe, and I told you, tell me what you see when you see both of these. Tell me what location you associate when you see both of these. The Yankees, I promise you, just say New York. You see Fat Joe, we say Bronx.
No, yeah.
On that note.
That's a fact. On that note, thank you guys for tuning in. It's been the Free Gems Podcast, episode 156. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Like, comment, subscribe. And
next Sunday for you. And listen, we got a little live series coming soon, and we got a little series where we're gonna be doing a little travel.
Listen,
appreciate y'all.
It's a lot going on.
Shout out to Mall, shout out to Bravery Studios. We in Garfield, New Jersey. Like I said, 20 minutes from New York City, man. Y'all tap in.
We out of here.
Woo!
Yes, sir.